Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, and it is actually Monday evening. And I'm pre-recording a video for tomorrow's YouTube Live for my parcels in the post. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have an unexpected visitor tomorrow. My daughter Steph is coming with my two grandkids for the whole day, and they're going to be here at 8:30 already. So I thought doing a live video at 10 a.m. with a 2-year-old and a 4.5-year-old, that probably isn't going to work very well, or it's going to turn out very differently than what you and I expect. So this day has also gone differently than I expected, and I'm hoping that with it's starting to be a little twilighty outside, I'm hoping that my bright lights in my stamp room are good enough and that we'll have enough light for this. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. All right, so this is the stamp set that we're using, Tulip Fields, and we're using the dies. Here we are. Let's have a look. Move that. Isn't that just so cute, this mouse pad? I love it. I think I should give some away as prizes for comments. So start commenting on my videos and maybe you'll win one. Okay, so here are the dies, and we're using the Windmill, and we're using the base and this one. And I don't know why I'm getting ooh, there. I thought I had the microphone off on my phone, and apparently I didn't. So now I do. So it still doesn't sound good though. All right. So I have used this paper here, and that is paper from In Good Taste. And I use this to cut out the windmill. So I have this. I have this. And now we have to decide whether we want it on a white base, like so, or if we want it on a crumb cake base. And I am already thinking that I want it on the white base. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to leave these pieces off to the side, and we're going to make our card. And the card for today is a double easel fold card. Okay, so we're going to start with a piece of Highland Heather. It's 4 inches by 10 1/4, and it's scored at 2.5 and at 5. And I'll show you again so that seeing is believing. So we have a piece of Highland Heather, and it is 4 1/4. So we're going to cut that. No, sorry, 4. No, I totally gave you the wrong measurements. So ignore the first part. 4 inches by 10 1/2. So this is 4 inches, and 10 1/2. This is in North America, our cardstock is 8 1/2 by 11. So I need 10 1/4. That means I'm taking off 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to cut off 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to score this piece that is, again, 4 inches by 10 1/4, scored at 2.5 and at 5. Okay, so 2.5 and 5. Here we go. And you know what? I can't remember. I'm just going to leave it like this. And then we have a piece of thick basic white, and it is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece, and I'm going to get my bone folder, give it a nice firm fold. Seeing is believing. I'm very much a visual learner, so this is going to go like this, and then like this, and then the card is going to go like, stand like that. Okay, so we're going to put some liquid adhesive on the back of this, and I'm just going to reinforce my score lines. Okay, and from what I can tell, the light is pretty decent here. So I'm just going to keep going, and hopefully, you know, if worse comes to worse, then I will just delete the video, okay? But I guess it's nice to know. So I'm just going to put adhesive on the back of this Highland Heather piece. And I don't even have a card made. Usually I make the card myself first, and then I make another one, and I just didn't want to do it. I thought, you know what, I just want to make one card. So here we go. And that should be good. So now I need a piece of this really, really pretty paper. Let's have a look at it. Flowering Fields paper, and I need a piece that's 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm going to cut at 3 3/4. It's a really good idea to get familiar with your paper trimmer for measuring. It just makes your life so much easier. So 3 3/4 by 5, and all your measurements are right at the top over here in centimeters and in inches. So what did I say? 3 3/4 by 5. There we have it. And that piece is going to go here. And I could have done that before, but I didn't. So this piece is going to go right in like so. Okay. So we'll add some liquid adhesive. I love this paper so much. So with the parcels in the post, you will get 10 sheets of cardstock. You'll get a 6 by 6 assortment of this paper. So 12 sheets of this pattern paper in 6 by 6. You'll get 3 yards of ribbon, and you will also get a whole package of these brushed brass butterflies. Okay. And that is $32 mailed anywhere in Canada, or $25 for porch pickup. And then you can follow along with me and make these cards with me as I do every Tuesday of the month. Okay, so we have that. And now for this piece here, we're going to use this paper right here. See, it just looks like you're standing in a field of tulips. And we want this stuff right here on the bottom corner. So I'm going to strategically cut that, and it has to be 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. So here we go. So it's got to be 2 1/4 inches wide. So here I go. And then by 3 1/4. Now this is, I'm going to have to use the bottom. Oh no. I thought I had this there. Hopefully. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. I don't always remember to turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. So I'm using the bottom. You can't quite see it in here. I'm using the bottom of my paper trimmer to get to my 3 3/4 measurement. Okay? And it'll be the same at the top, but I just want to cut from the bottom. It just makes more sense. So if you guys want me to do a paper trimmer tutorial, let me know. I'm hoping that I cut this well enough. Did I get to the very... No, I didn't. Okay, so I'm going to turn this sideways again. See, I'm just not quite there. Sorry. Oh, I'm so Canadian, I keep apologizing. So I need to go again to 2 1/4. There. And I need to cut all the way... Oh, that's not the cutting one. Lift it up, Jackie. You need the dark blade to cut. The gray blade, see, I just have to go a little bit further. There we go. See, and now I have this piece that I need. So this piece is, let me look, 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. Okay. Let's have a look, see how this is going to fit. And it's going to go right here. Oh yeah, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Okay, and it looks so nice. Who would think that, you know, when you put 2 pattern papers together, then you should always have a little print and a bigger print. So that's the rule of pattern paper, if you want it to look nice. So, yeah, now if you're watching this on YouTube, there is a little red button on the bottom right-hand corner. If you click on that, you will subscribe. And when you subscribe, a little bell icon will show up beside that. Click on that too, and then you'll be notified every time I upload a video, which is nice. You don't miss anything. And if you like the video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. That helps me as well. Okay, so we have this, and it's going to stand, isn't that pretty? Like so. So it's a really nice card. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put the windmill here, and we're going to decide whether we want a white windmill, like so, or do we want a crumb cake windmill? The Crumb cake is more earthy, but the white one really pops. Yeah, I think I like the white one better. So now I'm going to show you a trick, because you don't want your glue oozing everywhere. So you use a silicone mat, and you use a sponge, and you use some liquid glue. Okay. Now on my screen, I have this little blue line going across, a little dotted line. I really hope you don't see that in your video. That would not be fun at all. So I'm turning this upside down, and then I'm flattening out my glue, and then you dab it on the back of your thing that needs to be glued, and nothing oozes. See? And then I've got a clean section of silicone mat right here. So I'm going to lay that on. And before I commit, I want to make sure that that lines up well, and then the rest will be fine as well. There we go. And now I'm just going to do the same thing with the middle part of this. There. You don't have to use a brad to attach this. You can just leave it just like this. Simple, like so. So there's our, and then as far as the silicone mat goes, you can just let it dry, and then that will rub right off. It'll just peel off like a sunburn. And then the sponge you put into a Ziploc bag, okay? A dedicated bag for your glue sponges. And it just goes in here, and that way you can use it again, okay? So that's helpful. And now, just going to put that like so. You can go up. I just want to see how it's going to look. Well, that looks quite nice. Okay. We're just going to put a little bit of adhesive along the bottom here. So, yeah, it's looking good. Okay, let's pick that up. And I want to just put that. I'm putting it on so that the middle part of the windmill here is even with that fold. And then all we need to do is put a sentiment across the bottom. But it's just looking really nice. Oh, that's a great card. I want to thank Su Mohr, M-O-H-R. She's the person who inspired me with this card. I think it's just absolutely stunning. We're just going to use a tiny little stitched rectangle and one of the celebration sets that you can get for free with a $120 purchase to finish this card off. So my trick when I'm using dies and words is I like to create a template so that I can use my Stamparatus and make it fit beautifully rather than, you know, mess it up. So here we go. I'm tucking this into the corner. Oops, the magnet is sticking to my die. And then this is the important part. Do not put your die in there yet. You want to use that negative black space to really be able to see exactly where it's going. So I want to go with You're Simply Wonderful. I Think You're Wonderful. It's right here. Or I could do, let's see, sometimes it's nice to just do a congratulations. We'll see if that fits as well. Big congratulations. Yeah, that does work. I like that because it's more generic, which means I can use it for more things. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is that after you take your stamps off the plastic, you can put them, see this one says, I Think You're Wonderful, and it goes right here. You can put that right in your case. So then you can tell exactly if you have all your stamps. And then you can keep the thin piece of plastic, and afterwards, and the thin piece of plastic will cover this, and the thick piece you can use as a window sheet for your cards. So that's nice to know. And again, take a good look at this stamp set. You can get it for free with a $120 purchase. Okay, so I've got to lay this back in here. So then we lay it in so that it's centered both ways. And I just want it up a smidgen. And this is so easy because it's black, you can see. So we're going to close the hinge, pick up the stamp, and then we're going to put our little die cut in here. See? And then I need what color ink should I have? I think I need Highland Heather ink or Gorgeous Grape. You know what? I'm going to go with Gorgeous Grape because it's a little bit darker. So tap, tap, tap. The other nice thing about using the Stamparatus is that if it's not dark enough, I can go over it again. But it is. It looks good. Big congratulations. And all these colors just go beautifully with this paper. So that's just going to go right across here. And then you can write your whole thing in the inside of the card and make it beautiful. And I think maybe, although there's quite a lot of, this is when you always have to think about the mailing of your card. So this part of the card in the envelope is already 1, 2, 3, 4 layers thick. So resist the urge to put dimensionals under here, because otherwise if your envelope is too thick, the post office will charge you more because it won't fit through a certain slot that they have. So just put this on flat and it will still look nice. There. So I hope you join me again next week for the next card. If I do a simple card, I'll do 2 cards, but if I do a fancier one, then I'll just do 1 a week. And there has been some request for a PDF tutorial, so I think I'll probably write one of those as well. So here we have our card, and it just sits nicely like that. Isn't that pretty? I love that it gives the feeling of the windmill with the tulip fields in behind it. So once again, thank you, Su Mohr, for the inspiration. I hope that you were inspired as well and that you see how easy it is to make a beautiful card. All right, thank you so much. And if you don't already have a demonstrator and you live in Canada, you can just click the links below to order from me. If you live in Europe, I'll also put a link in there because then you can also order from me or join my team, which would be so much fun. All right, take care, have a good day, and don't forget to take advantage of celebration. Bye.